Come on in the room for some real good teaching from the one and only, you know who, out of
Absolutely.
no
Now,
other
Ivy, you
place.
know what? I'm looking at the audience here, and I'm thinking that I should go over again how people can actually and it's not compensation, but I'm hearing some
Oh,
background
no, no, you
noise.
gotta
That's a
mute
no-no.
us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That is a no-no. Give me 1 second here. I do apologize for that. All right, let's mute the lines. Give me 1 second here. I do apologize, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to leave the lines open because I like to interact, but unfortunately, sometimes we just can't do that, right?
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any new names here as of at the moment. Do you see any new folk here, Ivy?
No, no, I have a new recruit, Princess.
But
She
Princess,
just
we've met, right? Haven't we met before? You did this one?
no, no, no. This is a new princess. She just signed up last week.
All right, so you can do a brief introduction and let's get to it. What I was considering doing, we have the basic training. I can run through that real quick, but I wanted to also go through, I don't want to say the cruise qualifications, but how to get there rather quickly. But we can do that another time. Let's just go through the basic training. Everybody can always use more basic training. And like I said, no two trainings are ever done the same. It's always something different. And so I want to share my screen. Ivy, you can go and do a brief introduction. You can start the recording too.
Okay.
And
Right.
let me get to the
Good
screen.
afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. And we are excited this afternoon for our
This meeting is
training,
being recorded.
right? So this young lady that I'm going to introduce this evening, she's from a little town called Lather in South Carolina. She's now living in New York. She is a wife. She's a mother to 2 girls and a boy, a grandmother to 2 boys and a girl. She's a retired school teacher. She loves to help people. She loves to have fun. She's a multimillionaire in this industry. She has so many accolades to her name, I could go on, but she loves to help people. So she is a coach by profession, a licensed coach. She's a motivational speaker. She's an author. She's a movie production also. And I could go on and say so much about this young lady, but you know what she always said to me? Ivy, you know, it's not about me. It's about helping people. So without any further ado, make sure you have your notebook and your pen and help me to welcome to the forefront of this Zoom experience this afternoon, none other than the one and only international wellness teacher, Dr. Tamia Bethia Williams. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Oh my God, I got a new name.
Yes, ma'am.
What?
You're
She said,
international because you're going international.
international world. What you call it now? Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. International what?
You're international world motivational speaker, teacher,
Oh my
trainer.
gosh. Look at here. Y'all believe that if y'all want to. Okay. Oh my goodness. Thank
The
you so
floor is
much,
yours,
Ivy.
ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm actually here at my daughter's salon/school. And she's getting my nails ready for Africa. And she has with her one of her students that's going to be working alongside her. I think her name is Samantha, right? What is it? Oh, Savannah. Savannah has the nicest teeth y'all ever want to see. Never had a root canal, still got her wisdom teeth, and something we would all dream of, right? But nonetheless, um, just wanted to give them a quick little shout out. So let's get to the basic training. I know we have some guests here. Not guests, I want to say new folk here. And we do this every Thursday because I really believe that basic training is key. To know, what to do is so important, especially in this industry. And a lot of times we get recruited by somebody, they're excited to bring us in. And the minute they get us in, it's like, whoa, you get pitched and then you get ditched all at the same time. And because I didn't like that feeling, it happened to me a couple of times. And because I didn't like that feeling, that's the reason why I do my best to make myself available to not only to my support line, my success line, because we can work up and we can work down, but to anybody that will be willing to listen. So don't feel ashamed or don't feel like you're imposing. If you know somebody that's in another team, in another organization, it doesn't matter. They're all welcome to come and to learn. And another reason for that is, listen, y'all, when we go up the ladder, and we're all going up the ladder, I don't believe personally that nobody has really arrived at what they want to be their final destination. And so we're all going up the ladder. And because we're all going up the ladder, we're all going towards something. We're going towards bigger, greater things. And when I think about the global pool and the leadership pool, imagine everywhere we are, a percentage of that is being set aside and it is split amongst the top producers. And so when I help you and you help somebody else and that person helps somebody else, and I continue to do it and you continue to do it and that somebody else continues to do it, right? What happens is the pool gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So we're all sowing seed in the same pot. And so just remember that. And so keep on sharing, keep on sharing. We're just getting started. This basic training, we call it fast track training, whatever you want to refer to it as, basic or fast track, same thing. We started this on February the 6th. Wow. And we're still going strong. And today, although it'll be the same information, it's never the same conversation. And so let's get into it. Number one, what should you do when you get started in this company? You got to make a decision. You got to make a decision, period. A lot of folk fail to make a decision. You got to decide that I'm going to do this. And when you make a decision to do this, that means you're making a decision to do this. And see, what a lot of folks don't understand is that when you don't decide, you're still deciding. When you don't say yes, inadvertently, you're saying no. And so you got to take a stand. I am going to do this. I know that trials and tribulations are going to come. I know that sometimes I'm going to want to throw in the towel. Sometimes I want to even just say, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm not going to get on that Zoom tonight. I'm not going to attend that training tomorrow. I'm not going to go to that summit that's happening a few months from now. And then you go back to the decision that you made. I'm telling you, it's so important. You know, the worst thing that could happen to anybody is when yourself stop believing yourself. In other words, when you tell yourself you're going to do something, and every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and you never do it, the worst thing that could happen is when you stop believing your own words. And that happens, you know. That happens. And so make a decision. Make a decision that I am going to do this. If you're going to do it part-time, if you're going to do it full-time, if you're going to do it sometime, decide, and you're going to do it and decide how you're going to do it. So that's the first step. Make a decision. I put this form up all the time because I believe this is critical information. You should know who your success line is. You should know who your support line is. Okay. But more importantly, who your go-to person is. Sometimes your support line may not be the person that is directly connected to you. I'm telling you. Sometimes I will call Mr. Kelly Olsen. Okay, he's the CEO and the founder of Love Biome. Sometimes I reach out to Sean Whitney, Cody Day. Sometimes I reach out to Andrew. I refer to all of them as my support line. Now, Andrew is on salary, right? He's getting paid. But guess what? He still is a number that I need to have access to immediately. And so I would have his name and I would have his number on this piece of paper. All of the important numbers and emails and names, ID numbers, etc., the company, customer service, perhaps there's somebody that you communicate with better than others. I would have all that information written down. Cell phones are great. What happens when you decide you're going to exchange your cell phone? What happens when you misplace your cell phone? What happens when your cell phone falls in water and you didn't back it up? Oh my goodness. If you have this paper here, guess what? You don't have to worry about it. You can still do business. You can still do business because you'll have all of this information at your fingertips. Number two, sign your commitment form. How many of you started doing that? When people get committed, they stick and stay. And when they get paid, they stick and stay for pay. Remember that. Okay. And so sign your commitment. Start doing it. Here's the form right here. Make a copy. Okay? Make a copy. Print it out at home. Sometime, well, I've noticed some Staples or FedEx, all depends on where you're going to get your copies made. If they see something um, that looks like it was taken out of a book, even the application form that I use, Ivy, the one that we did for the Brooklyn event, I created that. And Gloria, poor thing, went to have it copied. That's one of the docs she went to have copied, and they said no. This looks like it was copyrighted or whatever. I did it. I sent it to her to allow her to copy it, and they wouldn't do it. So if you have a copy of the machine at home, then go ahead and copy it. And when you go to these places, go ahead and use the self-serve and make all the copies you want. But you can also send this commitment form to somebody. They can copy it themselves, or they can sign it right here if they blow it up. For example, if I was to open this up, let me go back. With my finger, I can't do it now. Because give me 1 second here. I can't do it now. Can you still see my screen, Ivy? Still seeing the screen?
Yes.
All right, good. So I can't do it now, but you can even blow it up and the person can sign with their fingers. So what is a commitment form all about? When people make a commitment, they're different. It's different from when somebody don't make a commitment. And so here's what the commitment would say. For example, if I'm using this commitment form with let's say with Gwen, and then it would say something like this: I, Gwen, okay, and with Gwen's last name, make the following commitments, Glenn McLeod, make the following commitments to myself in order to build a successful, you can even put in there, Love Biome network marketing organization and ensure a secure future. She's saying, I will devote at least 7 to 10 hours a week. And believe me when I tell you, if folk really put in 7 to 10 hours a week in Love Biome, they could all become multimillionaires. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. If you use just 10 hours a week to one of those hours to make calls, another hour to make follow-up calls, another hour perhaps to call folk that's been in the funnel waiting to get their monies together or waiting for a little bit more information and you've been dripping on them, following up and getting those orders done. If you utilize 10 full hours a week, I mean, in your business, you're gonna become a multimillionaire. The truth is, most folk they use a lot of time, but that's just all it is. It's time. It's not time that is making them money. They use a lot of time watching webinars, participating in webinars, perhaps even listening on Zooms. They use a lot of time. They use a lot of time with doing a lot of things. But if it's not making you money, is it really making any sense? Okay. If you are watching these Zooms and you're participating in these Zooms, and you don't have business, potential business clients coming, and if you're not by now have learned enough to go ahead on and start doing them, it kind of makes you wonder, right? We got to really think about where our time, how we're spending our time, because 10 hours, strategically spending 10 hours, oh my goodness. And so anyway, I got off track. Let's get back on track. Also, I will spend daily self-development time. Very important. Renewing your mind every day is key to staying focused, staying positive, and look upon my first 6 months as a learning experience. In other words, I don't get to quit. I don't get to quit. I made a decision that I'm going to do this. And guess what? If it's working for Dr. Tamia, if it's working for Valencia Pomfield, if it's working for Alkaline Pastor John, if it's working for Makasia Nika, Jatasha Harris, okay, then guess what? It will work for me. Nobody came here with any superpowers. I don't care how much experience. I don't care how. Listen, lenders, listen. The bottom line is, if anybody can do it, you can do it. If, for example, you look at the ocean, you got a lot of folk out there. People go ahead and they put their boats in the water, right? Put their boats in the water, put their yachts in the water. Go to Hampton Bays and you see all these beautiful multi-million-dollar yachts all in the water. But here it is. When the tide goes down, so will the yachts. But get this, when the tide goes up, so will the yachts. As long as your boat is in the midst of it all, you're going to rise. And that's the piece you got to understand. It doesn't matter if you got a little raggedy boat. As long as it's in the water, it's going to rise. Remember that. Okay. And then I will, once again, build my business for at least 1 year. I'm going to give this thing 1 year. And then after 12 months, okay, I will evaluate it accordingly. I recognize that the people I sponsor are my responsibility. Let's remember that. Let's don't just pitch and ditch. Let's remember that. If I bring you into this deal, this opportunity, it is my responsibility to let you know we have basic training, to let you know that we got boot camp with the president, with the CEO and owner of Love Biome. It is my responsibility to let you know we have weekly 20. Now, what you do with the information, that's your business. But because I sponsored you, I'm going to give you everything that I possibly can to help you win and to win big. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can for you to keep your boat on the water. Because as I go up, I want you to go up too, right? And so just be mindful of that. It's my responsibility. My first responsibility is to become successful myself and then duplicate this with my people. Let me tell you something. If you see a team and there's only one leader, I want y'all to think about this now. If you see an organization, even an organization, okay, like a lot of us affiliated with churches, and the preacher is doing everything. He don't have a secretary. She don't have a board of deacons or deaconesses. It's like the preacher is doing all the singing. The preacher takes up the offering. I couldn't even imagine. The preacher is doing the benediction. The preacher's doing the opening prayer, reading the scripture. Everybody else is sitting down. Listen to me. If you have not helped somebody else to step into their purpose, in other words, start leading from a place in which they can lead, something wrong with that. Our goal is this. Once we, first of all, become the example, right? We want to be the example. It is your responsibility to create leaders amongst yourselves. And so when you go merchant in Love Biome, you're not a merchant until you create a merchant. You should be eager to find who in my group can I help go merchant. When you go builder, you're not really builder until you have mastered the art of helping somebody else get there too. You see? Think about real estate. And I know we got some realtors on the line too. And so a realtor, what would be the advantage of a realtor becoming a broker? What would be the advantage? Because seeing his broker, right, that probably got a host of realtors. Every time they sign or they get a house, they list a house, let's say they're getting X amount of points. But that realtor knows what belongs to them because that was agreed upon prior to them even getting a deal. And so let's say it's 50%. You get 50%, I get 50%. Okay, or you get 40% and I get 60%. I'm the broker, whatever it is. And so I want to make sure that I got some real good realtors. And so good that I can help them to go on and become a broker. Now they become my competition, right? And that's okay because somebody's going to always be wanting to sell a house. Somebody's always going to be wanting to rent an apartment or rent a house. And so there's always going to be enough to go around. Unlike real estate, in this business, when you help somebody go up, you are increasing the size of the pot for everybody. We say in South Carolina, everybody. We're increasing the size of the pot. And that's what we want to do, right? And so here it is. I will faithfully follow the system so my efforts can be duplicated. Now, you're going to sign it. Okay, so in other words, in this case, Miss Gwen McLeod, she's going to sign it. And we're going to, who witnessed it, they're going to sign it. She's going to get a copy, and her support line is going to get a copy. In this particular case, it would be me. And so When Gwen is having those days where it's like, and I doubt Gwen have many of these days, but if she's having one of those days, she's like, Tamia, this ain't working. I'm ready to quit. And ain't nobody doing that. I quickly remind her, do I need to pull out the commitment form? You said that you wasn't even going to look at the first 6 months as the first 6 months don't even count. You were just playing around the first 6 months. We only in month 3. What you talking about? Let's keep going. You said you were going to do this for a whole year. It ain't been but 6 months. What you talking about? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. This commitment form is heavy, y'all. Don't take it for granted. Now, I want you to know this, because this is important, and this is also, we do this every Thursday, like I said. There's 5 things you do not need in order to be successful in network marketing. People, for some reason, they tend not to want to start a home-based business. Even though they don't want to start a home-based business, every 11 seconds, somebody's starting a home-based business. Even 80% of Congress, y'all probably wonder why they're not getting nothing done here in the United States. Well, 80% of them have a home-based business. You know why? Because they take advantage of the 400 different tax breaks, the laws that they created. 80% of Congress, they all have a home-based business. Because here's one of the laws. You don't have to make money in order to take advantage of the tax breaks. You have to attempt. ATTEMPT. When you attempt to make money, you can now take advantage of many of those tax breaks. A lot of folk don't get a home-based business because they feel that, oh, it's going to take up a lot of my time. Oh, I ain't going to be able to do this. And that. No, a home-based business is like sort of like a form of security. It's sort of like a life insurance policy. It's sort of like, guess what? I don't have to pay my cell phone bill anymore. I pay it, but it's a tax write-off. Because what am I on right now? I'm on my cell phone. I'm doing right now. That's why you all don't see my face. I'm on my phone in a salon, and I'm doing this call. And everybody in here is listening to me do this call, right? Guess what? I'm not paying the bill. When I pay it, it's a tax write-off. The same with driving over here, those miles, right? And when you have a home-based business, you get to do all of that. And so here's what you don't need in order to be successful. Number 1, you don't need credentials or degrees. You don't have to have a bachelor's. You don't have to have a master's or a doctorate. You don't even have to have a high school diploma. You could have dropped out in pre-K, and you can still do this. My granddad, who had a first grade education, couldn't write his name. I told him myself. He signed the back of his checks with an X. He would have probably outsold all of us if he was in this business right now. I'm telling you, because where you lack in one area, you're a lot stronger in the other. My granddaddy never met a stranger. He would talk to anybody. Wonder where I got that from. And so credentials or degrees, I'm telling you, you don't need it. And then approval. You don't need approval from anybody. You make the decision, okay? You just have to work on mastering some skills and doing some other things, which we're here to hold your hand and teach you. But you don't need anybody's approval. The minute the husband may say, well, I don't think you should be doing that. That ain't no good. Them things don't work. The minute the wife says, I'm not supporting you in that. I don't want nothing to do with that. Get a real job. Oh, God, I heard that for years. Get a real job. You need to get a real job. This ain't bringing in no money. Well, who got a real job now and who got a home-based business? I'm so glad I did not lean into other folks' opinions, and you shouldn't do it either. You don't need that to be successful. You don't need friends and family in your network. Truth being told, sometimes your friends and your family are the ones that shun you the most. And if that's not your experience, hey, hat off to you. Congratulations. But for me, oh my goodness, when I first got started, the first ones to down talk it was friends and family. Didn't need their approval in order to be successful. Cheap advice. You know those folk that come to you talking about, oh, that sounds like a pyramid scheme. Oh, that's one of them Ponzi schemes. Oh, that's one of them get rich quick schemes. Oh, no. I don't want to be involved in that. And we ask them, define Ponzi scheme, define pyramid scheme. But tell me the difference between a pyramid scheme and a Ponzi scheme. Some of the definitions that I've gotten are nowhere near the real definition, the accurate definition. They don't even know. They're just talking, they're saying something. You don't need that cheap advice. Because a lot of times people that speak like that is because they had very little, if any at all, success in this industry. And so they talk bad about it because they don't understand it, right? And you don't need to be perfect. Thank God. Woo, I'm so glad I didn't have to be perfect when I started out on my journey 32 years ago with 2 corn braids in my hair, long skirts, no makeup. When I started wearing makeup and I was doing Mary Kay, I had blue eyeshadow across my whole top of my eye, looking like who would have thought it. I'm telling you, I'm glad I didn't have to be perfect. Okay? I didn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to be perfect either. Now, here's what you do need. You do need a desire. You do need to know why you're doing this. You need to know why you're doing it. When you know why you're doing it, then that why, and by the way, if that why does not make you cry, it's not big enough. If that why don't keep you up at night, it's not big enough. If that why don't allow you to overcome obstacles and lots of negativity that you will face, we all do, it's not big enough. See, when you know why you're doing this, people can say what they want to say, where they want to say it, how they want to say it, with who they want to say it. You don't care because you're so focused on your why, your mission to get what it is that you want, that you're not going to allow anything to stop you from making that happen. For me, when I got started, as I said to you before, for those of you that heard this story before, or heard me say this before, was my son. I was a school teacher. And I gave birth to this special child that lost oxygen at birth. And I knew I could not continue to teach school and also be there physically for my son. And so I started looking for something that I could do outside of teaching school. Something I could do from home where he could be there with me and I could still do it and I could still make money. And the only thing that came to mind was when I had my daughter, Siobhan, only 8 months old at the time, in Washington State, and I learned about Mary Kay at that time. And I wasn't ready for it. You know, it was what was it, like, oh God, 4 years prior to at this particular time. I wasn't ready for it. I tried it, you know, but I wasn't ready for it. And the young lady that had pitched me, she wasn't doing anything. And so it's like, what do I do? And so I knew that these things did work because I met her director and we went to her house and I'm like, whoa. I mean, this lady was living like a queen. Her husband living like a king, I'm telling you. And so that image was embedded in my mind. So I knew if I got with the right people, people that would pour into me, that would teach me the ropes, I could do it. And so when I left my job as a school teacher and I started focusing on it, with my and being home with my son, I didn't want to go backwards. So my why was work from home, take care of your boy, man, work from home. And so I didn't have time to think about, okay, well, what do I do? I didn't have time to respond to negativity. I didn't have time. I was so focused on my why until nothing else mattered. That's the type of desire I'm talking about. Number 2, enthusiasm. Are you excited about where we are? If you had an opportunity to be on yesterday, weekly 20, week 1 out of the 12 that they're going to do, when Mr. Olson broke it down, how the probiotics were graded, how we have the best of 8,000 probiotics in our P84 system, 15 of the best. Think about that for a minute. If that don't get you fired up, I don't know what to tell you. Man, that call people was full of enthusiasm. Are you though? Are you walking around with a face like somebody just put Botox all over your whole face and you can't move it? You might be smiling and laughing, but nobody don't know it. We got to be excited. We got to be happy. Got to have fun, right? I mean, really, that's what we do here. You'll notice that before our calls get started, you'll hear Auntie Ivy. You'll hear Auntie Gwen. We say Counselor Gwen. You'll hear Uncle Pete. You hear Tracy. You hear Valerie. You hear Miss A. You hear Miss Two. We all laughing and having a good time. Alkaline Pastor John, man, we be cracking up, having so much fun. And many of you, you've experienced that with us, right? Because you've chimed in, and if I didn't call your name, please don't charge it. Don't charge it to my my head. Just charge it. Don't charge it to my heart. Don't do that. Just she having a moment. She needs some more Fido Power C. But the bottom line is we have a good time. People want to be around good times. And in this industry, if you're not having fun, you ain't doing it right. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. Some of the text messages, some of the messages I get from Mavis, Lord have mercy. I just laugh. She said this lady told her when she was in the grocery store, she tried to tell this lady about the P84 system. The woman gonna roll her eyes and gonna treat her a little cold. Mavis said she wanted to take that walker away from her. Lord, I fell out. She said, I didn't take it from her, but I wanted to. God knows, Dr. Tamia, I wanted to take that walker from that woman. I said, I'm so glad you didn't take that walker. And so the thing is that we laughed because she could have easily said, you know what, this ain't working. Look how this woman just treated me. I'm leaving here. I'm never coming back. I'm never going to talk about this again. But she did not. She did not. And then action. When you have a desire and you are enthusiastic, you have enthusiasm attached to your hip, guess what? You're going to take some action. You can't have a burning desire and be enthusiastic at the same time and not want to do something. Here's number 3. Are you on subscription? Are you on subscription? Remember, subscription, you're not in a contract. You're not in a contract. Okay. Remember, you're not locked in. It's no locked in situation where you got to be in there in order to get paid. You don't even have to be on subscription to make money in Love Biome. But here's what I know. You don't want to not be on subscription. And you could possibly have a deposit with your name on it for $2,000, $3,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. That almost happened to my sponsor. Okay, I guess her credit card or something, was the expiration date had changed, and she had forgotten about it, or she perhaps it was an oversight. And guess what? Thank God she caught it in time because she was able to get paid. But you know how much money would have been left on the table? Come on, y'all. And so when you're on subscription, first and foremost, you don't have to worry about if a customer goes on in your back office or goes on your website and purchases anything, because you know that you're purchasing. And then 2, you want to make sure that you always have a little bit of product on hand. I'm feeling rather anxious right now because I wish I had 100 P84 systems on hand right now, because I'm going to Africa. And based on what I was told not too long ago, I'm sure all 100, if not more, would be gone. Would be gone. But how am I going to get that by the time I fly out of here? So the bottom line is, it probably got to send it straight to Ghana. But here's the thing, y'all. You want to have products on hand, because when you start talking about how amazing the P84 system is, people are going to want it. So what do you mean, Dr. Tamia? I'm encouraging everybody to get on a subscription for P84 Gold. P84 Gold. Now, I want you to think about how you're thinking right now. Because if you're feeling a little uneasy, you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't know. You feel like, oh, they're going to hit my account. They ain't going to have no money in there. Oh, if you're feeling lack, if your chest is getting a little, it's like it's starting to close in, like, oh my gosh, and she asked us to do that, then you really need to do it. Because what we do, and you learn this in advanced training, is we lean into the area where we feel the most lack so we can overcome that. And if you're having financial challenges right now, perhaps you need to lean into that area. Sometimes we got to do things afraid until we're no longer afraid. And that will break a lot of cycles, a lot of things that have been following us around for generations. And so I know that I have I'm on P84 Gold. I have a P84 Gold subscription. And I know that when I talk to folk, they always, well, where is it? Can I get one right now? Can I get one of them systems right now? A girl called me when I was on my way over here. I need one of them systems. And do you still have that Follow Power Tea? You know, the one with the pepper in it, I said, yeah, I need 2 of those. Now, what if I didn't have it? And she wanted it right now. Okay. Remember, a prospect is like a pancake. They are no good when they're cold. And so while they are hot, and my grandmother used to say, well, the iron is hot, strike. You want to strike while the iron is hot. So back in the day when they used to put those irons in the fire, right? I remember those irons, them cast irons. They put it in the fire. And if you let it sit out the fire for too long, guess what? It got cold. It took you forever to iron some clothes. But if you would put that iron on the clothes while the iron was hot, hey, you get the best creases in the world. And so you want to be prepared for your future. Get on subscription ASAP. Here's number 5. Make a list. Make a list. Make a list. Oh, Dr. Tamia, I got all my contacts in my phone. I done told you about that phone now. I done told you about that phone. Make a list. Sit down and make a list. If you want to crystallize thought, if you want to really, really put your visualization skills, that invisible sense, you know, if you want to put that to work, start writing names down. Start writing people's names down. Their phone. You can't write down my name without seeing my face, or what you think I look like. Imagine when I say write down the name Oprah Winfrey. There's not a person on this line that don't see her face when I say Oprah Winfrey. And so what writing does is it crystallizes thought. It brings that person to life. And so you want to write their name down. You want to write their phone number down. If you have an email, write it down. Write it down. And then you'll also notice when you're making a list, if you're a person that's been prejudging. If you're a prejudger, if you're a prejudger, that's got to stop. Because I tell you what, the people that you think won't do it, they're the people that will. And people that you think will, a lot of times they won't. Here's a memory joggler. Okay? Several of them, right? You know, whom do you know? Named, kin, or whatever the case is. You also have who sold you this, or your television, your this, your that. Take a picture of this and blow it up and use it to help you remember some folk, right? And write those names, those numbers down. Memory jogglers are great, okay? Number 6, schedule your health and wealth seminar. What is a health and wealth seminar? It is your launch. It's your business launch. Imagine if you would have paid, let's say, $400,000 to open up your business. Business called Love Biome, or whatever you call your URL, whatever your URL is. Mine is On a Roll. So let's say I paid $400,000 to open up On a Roll. Do you think I'm gonna sit back and don't tell nobody? I'm gonna tell everybody. And so a health and wealth seminar, a business launch, that is time for you to display your business, to put your business on blast. Put it on blast. Let the world know I am here, over here. Over here, look over here. I'm here. And my doors are open. This is what I do. Come on in. Let me have a conversation with you. But your health and wealth seminar, that first gathering, is like you putting together your executive team. I'm putting together my executive team, a team of folk who I'm deciding to work with. I'm going to allow them to work with me. And I want you to be one of them. But here's the thing. I'm having the only meeting to put that team together on tomorrow night at 7. I'm going to do it on Zoom for the convenience of everybody. If you can make it, good. But if you can't, I'm going to give that spot away. Got to give it away. You see, you got to be in a hurry. You got to invite in a hurry. And you got to be willing to take it away in a hurry. And how you raise your ratio for for attendance to get people in front of the computer or in the seats in your living room, wherever you're having this, right? Even on the conference call, it is important to confirm. Either you confirm or you have somebody else confirm for you, but it's got to be confirmed. That's gonna increase your ratio. That was number 7. Number 8, how well do you know your products? How well do you know your products? You know, it's funny when we get on the call in the morning with Alkaline Pastor John, and he's there, and people asking him, well, what's good for this and what's good for that? Let me tell you something. If people took the time and read the info sheets, there's an info sheet on every product. As we say in South Carolina, product, right? Every product. And it tells you what to expect. It from Love Biome's mouth, it tells you what to expect. I'm going to challenge you to go to that tool section and download every information sheet of every single product. Okay? And read through it. You don't have to rush through it tonight, but at least make a copy of it, right? Download it to your phone, so you have it on your laptop or your tablet, and you can open it up and you can just spend some time with it. Learn your products. And even more importantly, please use them. People know when you didn't do it. People know when you didn't try it. Energy don't lie. So you tell them about the Phytopower W. Oh yeah, this works. It's so delicious. Oh yeah, my friend, she lost 16 pounds in a month. She's doing phenomenal on this thing. And they say, well, how does it taste? And he said, well, wait a minute. Let me call her. Let me ask her. Well, why don't you know? I don't need to lose nothing. So I ain't take. No, 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 no. We need to taste our products. We need to be able to share what it tastes like, our experience, even if you do it just one time. And you journal it. We got to be products of the product. You can't sell what you can't tell people about. It's very difficult. It's a lot easier when you know that you know that you know. And nobody can tell me that the P84 system don't work. I'm going to tell you something else. Nobody can tell Gwen either. Y'all see all over Facebook, all over social media. Nobody can tell Ivy when she had those cuts, that staple all on her leg, 50-something staple. Nobody could not tell her that the products did not work when she was out of the bed in 1 week and they had her walking down the hallway. Nobody couldn't tell her that. Nobody can tell Pete Chapman after having 3 heart attacks, okay, in 2 weeks, having a kidney that had cancer in it removed from his body. Nobody can tell him that the products don't work. See, when you know that you know that you know, then you are not convinced. You are convicted. Being convicted is a good place to be. When a person is convinced, they can easily be persuaded to get unconvinced. I know that ain't a word, but stay with me. Next, number 9, know how and when you get paid. Now we know, and Mr. Olson broke that down too. We get paid 64. Let me say 64 for all of my intellectual people. 64 times per year. 12, because we get paid once a month on those of us that's building teams. We're building a business, right? Through teams and networking. And then we get paid every Friday if there's something for you to get. And in this case, everybody is going to get paid on Friday because we're going to make sure that we help people every day. Okay? Every day. And so you're getting compensated on levels 1 and 2 on Friday. All right? And then levels 3 through 8 and all the bonuses, etc., that's paid out on the 15th of the month. Now, if any holidays fall on that Friday or on the 15th of the month, you get paid the very next business day. Okay? Remember that. And know how you get paid. Know how much you get paid. Play around in your back office. You can't tear it up. Just play around with it. Okay? And you're going to learn some things that's going to blow your mind. And by the way, we get a prepaid Visa card. The minute you make $10, you get a prepaid Visa card with your name on it. And you can use that card wherever Visa is accepted. We can even send each other money. Anybody with a Love by Your Own prepaid Visa card, I can send you up to $300 a day no matter where you are in the world. And you can send it to me and no fees attached. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I'm telling you, that card alone is worth its weight in gold. And then here's number 10. Attend all or most presentations. As long as you are attending them. A lot of things happen behind Zoom. And I know this because sometimes when people's phones unmute, when their phones unmute, it's like, you know automatically that they ain't hardly listening because they in the background, yeah, girl. And I told her, and they're like, man, listen, man, I got to get this tire fixed. This tire been giving me a problem, And it's like, what's going on? We got the whole Zoom happening. You got your name is there. You're clearly, you're logged on, but you're not paying attention. There we go. Time that's not being well spent. If I'm going to log in, why not be attentive? I may hear a testimony that I need to know, not maybe right in that moment, but I need to know because I'm going to meet somebody next week that's going to have the same issue. I may need to know something in this presentation that's going to even raise my level of belief. It's going to cause me to believe even faster. And so as long as you are actively participating in these presentations, then by all means. But if you know that you are just wasting time, you're just there, and get this, people around you that you think they're not watching you, they're watching you. And they saying to themselves, you know what? She need to go somewhere and sit down. She know good and well she ain't hardly listening to what them people saying. Look at her all over the place. She ain't washing dishes and hollering at people and doing this and this. She ain't hearing what those people are saying. And then you wonder why your significant other or even your children sometimes, okay, they don't take what you do seriously because they feel that what they're seeing with their own physical eyes is you not taking it serious. And so we got to be careful because people are always watching us. You know, I used to drive me up. I never said it to my grandmother, but it used to make me mad. She say, "Don't do as I say, not as I do." I'm like, Lord, no, you know that ain't right. Lord, you know that ain't right. But but I had to do it her way because I wasn't paying no bills. I had to do it her way. Number 11, build a strong customer base. Write these two numbers down. Write them down. Write down $26. Write it down. Write down $32.50. Write it down. $32.50. Write it down. Write it down. How many $26 do you want to get? How many? Every Friday. How many 32.50s you want to get the second Friday in the month? Week 2. Here's the thing. When you build 4 blocks, let me say it to you real quick. When you build 4 blocks, when I say 4 blocks, you're distributors, you know what I'm talking about. That means that's equivalent to 16 customers. It could be hybrids. It could be a combination of P84 Golds and P84s. When you build 4 of those in a week, okay, not only are you going to get $26 off of these customers, not one time, because of course we're going to teach folk how to get on subscription so they can get the bang for their buck. No gimmicks, no gotchas. They're going to get the most out of the plan. They're going to get it for the lowest price, right? We want to teach them how to do that. How many of those do you want to have? Because see, when you're getting $26, when you qualify for $26 on level 1, you also qualify for the same $26 on level 2 when you have 16. It could be a combination of P84 and P84 twos. So you could have 8 P84 twos, which is the same thing like having 16 P84s. You can have a combination thereof. But you want to make sure that you have your 16. Okay? Every single week. Every single week. So we got to work towards that to get the most out of the plan. Imagine this. Imagine on weeks 1, 3, and 4 that you have 20 customers. Just 20. What is 20 times 26? Think about it. And then on level 2, let's say you have 80. That's 100. Do y'all realize that 100 times 26 is $2,600? Even if it took you a whole year to build your customer base to 1,000 customers out of 8 billion people on the earth worldwide, if you built your customer base to 1,000, think about this. 1,000 times $26, the last time I checked, was $26,000. And when they all fall into the second week, now that 26 turns into $32.50. What if you had 1,000 people and you had some other folk on your second level combined, they had 1,000? Do you realize that that's $65,000 a month? I want y'all to really think about that. And so, listen, this is one way of the 6 ways we make money in Love Biome. Everybody should be building right now, especially in this infant stage of getting the knowledge out there. This is real, legitimate a real legitimate gut health regimen. And 1,000 customers is going to give you a minimum of $26,000 a month. Come on now. Come on now. We can do this. Spend 30 to 60 minutes daily on self-development. 30 to 60 minutes every day. Turn your YouTube channel and put on something. Download an Audible. Download an Audible app or Audible, period. Get some self-development books. Okay. Power of the subconscious mind, and psycho cybernetics, and Think and Grow Rich, what to say when you talk to yourself. All these books out there. There's a ton out there. Turn to Les Brown. Go to Mary Morrissey, Bob Proctor, Anthony Robbins, Lisa Nichols. Huh? There's a ton out there. And listen. Listen for 30 minutes. Feed your mind. Listen, if you don't feed your mind, don't think your mind's not eating. Just because you're not feeding don't mean it's not getting fed. There's hetero suggestions and there's those auto suggestions. Either you do it yourself or it's going to come from an outside source. And we should not be letting CNN, constant negative news, get inside of our heads. Okay? We should not let Fox get into our heads. We shouldn't let 48 Hours, the ID channel, women dating prisoners and men dating. She just got out of jail, all this stuff. Listen. We got to focus on self-development, something that's going to add value, something that's going to make us feel good, something that's going to make us think, how can I get better? That's what we got to do. And here's our schedule. Yep, we have 26 Zooms per week. 66 activities per week. This is one of them. And I'm glad you stopped by today to spend some time with me. And I hope you got something out of this conversation, because it was my intention, even with my mouth feeling the way that it feels. I forgot all about that pain until I just finished this call. Now the pain trying to come back. Oh, thank you, Lord. Anyways, Ivy, I just want to say thank you so much for allowing me to train on this basic training today. And like I said, I hope everybody here got something out of it. I'll now entertain any questions. But I'm going to tell you something. This training is absolutely nothing more than a recording. It is nothing more than myself speaking, and you're hearing Ivy in the beginning and Gwen and all that. Everybody giggling and laughing at Miss A. Listen, unless you apply this, it's nothing. Be mindful of that. And with that being said, Ivy, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close us out right here.
So everybody saying thank you, Dr. Tamia. Mr. Dr. Anderson, the valedictorian. Your hand is up, sir. Good afternoon.
The valedictorian. All right,
Good.
now, valedictorian.
Hey, Doc.
In the
Hey, Doc.
house.
Hey, family. Listen. You talked about stepping out of your comfort zone. And my wife, she's been pushing me. She said, baby, you got to get on video. You got to get out there. You got to put. And I said, baby, but she pushed me out of my comfort zone. And I'm getting people saying, now they might not comment on it, but I get the inboxes. Hey, I saw what you're doing. Can you give me some more information? So I just want to let you know, listening to you and my wife, because she pushed me. Oh my gosh, she pushed me. Yeah, nothing like her pushing me.
That's my girl. Go tell it.
Look, I'm never gonna let you two talk.
No, I'm a sneak one of them. Listen, I know where to find a sister. And my daughter would definitely love to talk to her. That AKA connection. Let me tell you something.
That's right.
Siobhan be like, that's my brother.
That's right. I didn't know that. She my sister.
That's your sister.
Oh, I gotta get her number now. Gotta get it. But listen, my next question for you. I'm sorry, I'm cutting up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Look, 1, 3, and 4 are our building weeks. I remember him saying that, right?
That's right.
So what has happened to me though is that somebody will get a subscription on the first week, and then they get hit with another subscription like a week later.
Okay.
So they get pissed off at me because they I had to keep my Jesus. Oh my God. Because they like, you told me once a month. You're right. It is once a month, but when they order it like this week, somebody ordered a couple of subscriptions this week. So that means on the 10th, in 2 weeks, they're gonna get another subscription payment, right?
But you can tell the company, and what I tell folks to do, Dr. Henderson, is call in and they say, listen, I don't want the subscription to come out this month. Let it start coming out the following month. But the
Got
person
you.
also need to understand that they may run out of products.
Okay.
Because I'd rather have too much product than to not have enough product. Because we're
Okay.
teaching folk to stay on it consistently,
Right. Right.
consecutively. And
Right.
so
Right.
if they took their place to order on the 2nd of the month and they get hit with on the 10th of the month, that's a benefit to them. But if they don't want that, then they'll probably have to call their orders in independent until
Okay.
they can catch up. But let
Okay.
them know that they're going to have some days they're going to be without the product, and that's just the truth. Because the
Okay.
3rd is 7 days away from the 10th.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So
So they still gonna get hit with another subscription on the 10th
if
if
they
they get it.
want to, but if they don't want to, you can always just call it in, or either I'm your support line. So
You are.
you
I
let me
got
know
you.
the customer
I got
ID or
you.
whatever, and I could say, listen, I need this to be moved to this month over here.
I got you.
You could either, you have the connection too, so you can
I
put
got
a
you.
text message in and say, look, I need this ID, this subscription to be moved to this date. This way,
Okay.
there's no surprises. But let that customer know that they're going to be with that product for a few days. And if
Okay.
they don't want that, then you
Then
can call their order in on a week before they're out of product.
okay. Very good. Very, very good. Thank you so much
I,
for
I'm,
allowing me to
I'm with you,
share.
and a lot of people are thinking the same thing. They just didn't want to ask that question. But what you're saying is absolutely correct.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Ivy. I haven't shouted you out in a minute. I just want to let you know I see you and I hear you. Thank you very much for letting me speak.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, valedictorian Dr. Anderson. I see you on Facebook. I see you. All right. So we have 53 persons on. Powerful training, Dr. Tamia, as always, powerful. Now's the time for you to raise your Zoom and ask your question and make sure you get them answered before Dr. Tamia is off. Oh, Unstoppable V said, thank you, Dr. Tamia. Information,
You're
knowledge,
welcome. You're so welcome.
motivation. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Ivy. Thank you, Dr. Tamia. Thank you, Dr. Tamia. Powerful, awesome training. Awesome. It goes on and on. Yuna, go ahead.
Hello.
Loud and clear.
Okay, let me go inside because I'm outside. I'm doing yard work. 1 second, let me go inside. Okay, so my quick question is hello to everybody and blessings. Thank you very much,
Hello.
Dr. Tamia. I didn't get to listen to all of what you had to say, but I listened to you before, and I know the direction that you took the story and the information, which we all need to buckle down and get with the program. But my question is, I think it was Monday the company did that call, and he laid out how much money you can make,
Uh-huh.
right? And they're supposed to have a video in the flywheel, right?
And you're on and it's on the tool section.
It says tools because I'm trying to find it because there's somebody I contacted. This person is really only interested in the money.
I understand. Well, let me see. Let me put a text message in. I don't know if Peter's here, Pete can put a text message in to see if that message was already.
It's there, Dr. Tamia. I see it. You got to go to the
Was there?
Okay,
Okay.
flywheel
All right.
on the
it's
right-hand
there
side
now.
of where it's in notification. Click on that side, and then all the training will be popping out right there. And they put the password. It's not the same password. So you got to take your time and go through it, and then you'll see everything right there.
Oh, okay, because she needs it
Mhm.
like yesterday. She just
Yeah,
told
and
me, listen, I'm just
you
interested in the money, which
make sure
I'm
you
glad
go on
for.
make sure you go on our laptop because on the phone it's gonna be really hard.
Oh, so she needs, excuse me, she needs to go on her laptop, you say?
Yeah, for the laptop can expand. If you go on your phone, you're gonna have to be turning use the phone sideways to go on those 3 arrows. You remember how you train us, Dr. Tamia? So it's kind of hard on your phone. You got to do it from your laptop or your tablet so you can see everything expand so you can do it.
Okay, so I have to go to digital library,
Yes,
right?
you find everything there, everything around there.
And where it says business, more than
Yeah, and
likely.
then any recording from the company is on the right-hand side at the top where you see notification.
Oh,
That
that's what I
notification
didn't know.
bell, yes.
Yeah, now I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to run to my computer. Okay, so that I'm gonna send her. Thank you very much because I've been looking, but I couldn't find it.
All
Okay.
right.
Thanks
Yeah.
a lot.
You're welcome. Thanks. Gwendolyn.
Yes, I'm Gwendolyn from Oklahoma. And Dr. Tamia, this presentation was awesome. I'm kind of envious of you going to Ghana here soon. I'll have to wait until October to
That's all
go.
right, Gwen. You going with me the next time. You gotta go. You gotta go. I'm telling
I'm
you, you're gonna love it.
Listen, I'm going in October. So I'll be getting a leg in Ghana too. So anyway, I just
Woo-hoo!
I just want to say how much energy and enthusiasm and just to know that this company, Love Biome, has produced a product that really, really works. I mean, my friend that I put on the product, who was having the issues with hormonal and bleeding and all of that, I did this video this morning and I sent it to her, and she started laughing and saying, if I wasn't already on the product, I would definitely be on it now. So the videos, they do help to get the action of what this product is doing. For me, I started doing these videos for the sole purpose of showing people that the energy is real, the vitality is real, everything that they promised that this product would do in the gut is actually affecting every system in my body. I just went into the room, into the office with my husband, because for the first time, I looked down and my ankles were normal. You understand what I'm saying? My ankles used to swell up by 12 noon, my ankles were swollen. But here it is, almost 4 o'clock here in Oklahoma, and my ankles are normal. What a blessing. Circulation is now returning to the parts that needed the circulation. Inflammation is leaving my body. Clarity of mind, getting things done. It's a blessing to be able to do your own housework. I mean, some people might not think it is, but for me, it's a blessing. So, if there's anyone on this call that is skeptical or maybe on the fence about whether this product will work, I've been on it for almost 2.5 months, and I am taking back my life. This is awesome and amazing that this company has kept their word. This product will do what it says it will do. So, on that note, Auntie Ivy, I'm going to hop off, but thank God for Love Biome.
You want to see me talking and not realize that I was muted. Thank you so much, Gwendolyn. Thank you so much, as always. A powerful testimony. Thank you. Beverly, go ahead, Beverly.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Beverly.
Thank you, Auntie Ivy. Thank you, Dr. Tamia, for a wonderful presentation.
You're welcome.
I introduced someone to the Zoom, and they came on and they listened. And then he said he's interested in the product, but he want a sample. How much sample is enough sample? How much should I give them? 3 days, 1 day, 2 days? I'm like, what?
That depends on you. I tell you, Gwen, her sample and her thing is 10. My daughter does the same thing. So it all depends. But here's the thing. I usually sample when I sample people prior to P88, P84 coming on the scene. I would sample them with something that they would actually get a result of rather quickly, such as the Phytopower C or the Phytopower X, even the Phytopower E. That's what I would do. I would give them about a 2-day or a 3-day supply. And then I will let them know. I'll ask them, when are you going to take it? And they'll tell me. And I say, okay, great. I'm going to call you back. So they say, I'm going to take it I'm going to take it tonight. Or if it's a Phytopower C, or I'm going to take it in the morning and I'm going to take it again the next morning. Okay, great. Then I said, okay, I'm going to call you. So if I know they got 2, today is Thursday, they're going to take it Friday, they're going to take it Saturday. I'm going to call you Sunday morning. What time is good for you? So we can talk about, what happened, what happened with you and the product, etc. And so the worst thing that could happen is that I get a very good testimony. I can even have them write it down and send it to me. I can start sharing those testimonials on social media without putting the person's name and their first and last name out there. Like some companies, they'll just put the person's initials, or they will put the person's first name and initials, something like that. And so these things, you can gain that way. So if anything, they don't buy the product, at least you got a great testimony. But if they do, you got a great testimony and you got a customer. And so you have to decide, based on where you are, what you can and what you cannot do. Some people in a position where, they give people a whole month supply. Listen here. Listen here. I want folk to be able to go and to get their product. I want them to be able to experience it as well. But then there's some people, like myself, I didn't need any samples. I just want, give me the stuff. Where is it? I want that in my life. And that was enough for me. And so wherever you are, based on where you are, you decide. You decide. But I tell you what, you can never give the wrong amount to the right person. Remember that. You can never give the wrong amount to the right person.
That is true.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That is so true.
Yeah. And when you're giving it, make sure you're giving it not grudgingly or out of necessity, but you're giving it cheerfully. Because how you give is going to also be how you receive.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
Give it with a willing heart.
Yeah, because you're giving, you're like, oh, God, it's my last one. I only had one more, and I'm giving you my last one, and I don't usually do this. You give that way, you're going to get back that way. And so we got to be mindful of that, too. So give where you are. I hope that helped.
Okay, so Janet. She said, thank you. Janet, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Dr. Tamia, for such a welcoming and inspiring and, oh my God, motivational speech compensation plan. I just want to congratulate my newest affiliate, Sarah. She's on the call, and I think she has some guests on. I just want to take this opportunity to thank her. You're in the right place at the right time. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome. Next person is Amazing D.
And welcome.
Welcome, Mr. Amazing D. Go ahead.
Grand Rising, everyone. I just, you guys noticed somebody let me in just now, right? You guys just let me in. Today's Thursday, so on a Thursday I volunteer, so but I still want to come in just to hear, something. I came in right on time. Dr. Tamia, I can still say thank you so much for the amazing presentation that you do, because I know you always do a great job. So I came in just in time to hear about the sample. You know what my sample is? You want to tell me what is my sample, Dr. Tamia? Dr. Tamia?
Yes, what is your sample? What is your sample?
Okay, listen to my sample. My sample is my age. I said, listen, guys, how old do you think I am? And when they tell me my age, I said, oh my God, put 20 more years on that. They said, oh my God, where do you get that energy from? I said, oh, from the X. What is the X? Then I tell them, what is the X? They said, oh my God, I would love to be what you're on. I said, okay, good. So I walked them to my website and I said, listen to me. Here we need to do. Just buy one pack and test it. Oh my God, the body said, oh my God, you are correct. You are so right. So you know why, Dr. Tamia? I gave out 2 samples already. And one young lady told me, oh, the thing tastes bad. I said, huh? She said it tastes bad. I said, something, I'm done with this foolishness. You want to buy the package, you're going to buy it and taste it yourself. Not saying that people can't give packages, give samples. But when you take your hard-earned money and you buy this package and you give to people, I just say you need to give it with a willing heart. And I do that, right? But I'm not giving away any more sample. Really and truly, I'm flaunting my age. It's working perfectly for me. I'm telling the truth, guys. I have so much energy. Guys, I have too much energy at my age. I am 63 years young. You can turn it around to 36. I am just using that as my sample. So, Dr. Tamia, this is Terrell Stone calling from Toronto, Canada, aka Amazing D. Thanks for sharing. Peace and love.
And amazing indeed.
Thank you.
Gloria. Gloria.
Hello,
Gloria.
hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Hello, Dr. T. How are you? You are
I
really
am Fido-licious.
you're delicious. Oh, yes, yes, we all are right now. I just finished having mine as well. Well, thank you, Dr. T, for that training. I wasn't able to listen all the time, but I'm on. So, I put my hand up and then I take it down because I had to go and tend to something. All right. So, but the part that I heard and what I heard, you did a phenomenal job as always. And I am practicing, what you preach. I'm going to be doing all of these things. Most of it, I can't do all, right? But I've been doing some of them already. You solidify, how we get to be successful. Thank you for that. I must thank you and thank Auntie Ivy and Mr. Brown for for the privilege of joining this company. And just to tell you that thank you. I truly appreciate you and I appreciate all that you do. And we love you dearly. Thank you for being such a selfless person. And that's all I have to say today. And see you later on the call. Thanks for allowing me to share that.
You bet. All right.
All right. Awesome. So, Dr. T, all I'm seeing here is thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm learning a lot of things. So, with that being said, Derek, you have to unmute. Go ahead, Derek.
Thank you, Sister Ivy, Dr. Tamir. I just wanted to, I'm gonna get two gold packs. Is it going to be this month, next month? I'm just sorting out the budget, but I want to order 2 goals so that the kids can try this. My teenagers. Well, in fact, everybody can have it. So how does that work out for that month? So when I go on to two gold, that's 1 block, and then I just got to make sure that auto ships from month to month, and I've got my foot in the door, and then just build on that, and I can share some of the sachets and give other people to sample it and see for themselves and get them on board. Back to you.
I think that's a good idea because when you do that, Derek, what you're saying is that I am not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I know.
Yeah.
Even if your children decide that they don't want, your children are funny.
Yeah.
Some of them can be very interesting. I might say.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is you can sell it. When you buy a P84 system, a gold system, you're paying $330.
Yeah.
And when you sell one retail for $225, you paid $105 for yours. But the minute you have accumulated 5 customers on subscription just with P84, your product is free. It's free because 26 times 5 is 130.
Yep.
If you only pay 105 after selling one for $225, guess what? Not only is it free, but you got $25 left over.
Brilliant. You just,
I mean, I'm telling you, it's business. We got to really, really think about this as it is, and it is a business. When we treat it like a business, it's going to be good to us.
Brilliant.
And 2, we get to take advantage of all the different tax breaks. And I'm sure the UK is very similar to what happens here. The lawmakers take advantage of the laws.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Tax efficient.
So,
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Ivy.
You're so welcome. Winsome Robinson, go ahead.
Yes, thank you so much. My throat. Dr. T, another home run, another beautiful evening. Wonderful presentation. I'm here with pen and paper. It's a loss to anyone who listen to these presentations and don't have pen and paper next to them. As I said to my daughter, Marsha, is that very soon I can see how this thing is unfolding exponentially. Very soon, I said to Marsha, we have to just take in this moment as a blessing. because we're getting now 200 and whatever numbers. I do apologize, my throat. And very soon I said to Marsha, we won't be able to have the benefit. And that is why we need to learn the products. We need to sit down. We need to be able to pronounce the words, because a lot of people are struggling with the words, and it's not just selling. You got to know your product. You got to be confident, because if you have the confidence, you walk in with the confidence, it does, I mean, you do 10 times better. And so I just want to thank you again for, just these persistent and consistent presentations, yourself, Pastor John, everyone. But, I want to ask a question, because recently, the last presentation, I think a couple of nights ago, you had your beautiful daughter, and she raised a question which I found quite interesting. And let me try and sort of be verbatim. Here's what I thought she said. She was asking a question about someone, and she talked about the P84. And then she asked about the weight management. And you then expound on how it should be taken. And I was very, very happy for that presentation, because I've not been doing it properly. I noticed you talked about the fact that if you were to just do it with the P84, and then went about your way and didn't drink a lot of water throughout the day, then you might get this sort of a result that you're not really purporting. So what I wanted you to do again, what I wanted you to do for clarity, can you just explain that again? I think a lot of people, including myself, would stand to benefit.
Okay. Well, basically, for me personally, and I'm speaking from experience, and then as I started to talk about it, I noticed that a lot of other people were having the same thing. They were going through the same thing. And so because the Phytopower W, it has a lot of fiber in it. A lot of, think about it, prebiotic soluble fiber is something that, I mean, it's bulky. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. Therefore, if you don't consume enough liquid, it's going to get stuck in your intestine. Okay, it will eventually move, but it's going to get stuck in your intestine. When that happens, you feel bloated. You're not eliminating the way that you should. In other words, you're not moving your bowels the way that you should. And so you'll feel like you're gaining weight. And then all of a sudden, like, oh my God, I got on the scale, I'm up a pound. Oh, I'm up 2 pounds. How is it I gained 3 pounds this week? And then the following week, you finally go to the bathroom and you're down 5 pounds. Like, whoa, I'm down. But sometimes this can go on for months if a person is not really paying attention. So you gotta drink lots of water, eat fruits that contain a lot of the water. Fruits like watermelon, cantaloupe, honeydew. I know we got all this great stuff inside the product, but you want to get everything moving out of your system, especially now with the P84, with the toxin binding benefit and the glutathione precursor and all of that good stuff. So you want to get this moving through your system. So if you're taking P84, and you're adding in there Phytopower W, okay, if anything like I was, because Bishop John can put 10 things in 16 ounces of water and he could drink it because Bishop John's body is conditioned now. He's been doing this now for almost 15 years. He's been almost 15 years, he's been cancer free. His body is alkaline. And so when he started taking the weight, the weight products, the weight release products, guess what? He got a benefit immediately because his gut was ready. That's why I tell a lot of people, listen, believe it or not, I tell them, listen, especially now we have the P84 system. Start there, start with the P84, and give your body at least 4 to 6 months, and then start incorporating. If you want to incorporate anything right now from the TBW, then incorporate the T. Okay. Or you can do the T and the B. The B alone, you can add the T in, but the W, I would not do that right away. until, especially if that person is, they're really overweight and their system is, they got other issues, which lets me know that the immune system is challenged, which lets me know that the gut is also in a state of dysbiosis. And so these are questions that we ask people so that we can give them the best. So this way they'll get the results that they really they're looking for. But if you give somebody a P84 and tell them to take the W and the T and the B, and they're not consuming enough water, they're not going to go to the bathroom the way that they should. They're going to feel like they're gaining weight. They're going to feel bloated. And they're probably going to say, you know what, this is not working for me. And that's not the case at all.
Correct.
It's just that they're not using enough to get it moving through the system. It takes 120 days to get new red blood cells. And 120 days. And so if it's going to take that long for the body to eat the prebiotic soluble fiber, the probiotics to eat the prebiotic soluble fiber and other impact ingredients to create postbiotics, which start to rebuild, to repair, to fix us, then it's important for us to understand that we have to be patient too. We have to be patient, and we don't want to just give people stuff just because we want to hurry up and get some money. No, we want to do right by our customers.
Right.
When they trust you, the next thing that comes out, they're not going to ask any questions. They're just going to say, well, when can I have it? So be mindful of that. I hope that helps, because I'm telling you, I've seen it a lot with people. And why am I not getting, why am I not getting the results that Dr. Tamia got? Why am I not getting the results that Bishop John got? How is that he lost 41 pounds in X amount of days? I don't understand. Well, you got to understand, I was on the daily 3 at that time for 6 months before the weight release products came out, period. And during that 6-month period of time, without W, without T, without B, without C, okay, guess what? I released 30 pounds. When the weight release supplements came out, I was 208. I was 208. I was 238 when I started on the daily 3. I was 208 when the T, the B, and the W came out. And then I started using the T, the B, the W, and I was also using the C, so I can get that deep, deep sleep. Now, I don't use the C. I'm just telling you, I don't. Only when I fly somewhere, I'll take my C, and I'll combine the C, believe it or not, with the X. It allows me just to sleep spontaneously, to wake up spontaneously. It's amazing at what happens. I learned that from Mr. Kelly Olson. He says doing that also prevents jet lag. And it is so true. It's like you just go right back to where you were. Your circadian rhythm, it just kicks back in. And so that's something that I do. These things we can talk about at another time. But when I started using the P, the B, and the W, I think Maxine can tell you, I used to mix everything together. And all of a sudden I'm like, well, wait a minute. Even though my gut, has been on the daily 3 for so long, it's like the weight release is slowed down. I'm like, wait a minute. And I spoke to Zach Underwood, and he gave me some good pointers. One of the things he said also with the W, because there's no postbiotics there, but there is that prebiotic soluble fiber. We know the designer probiotic is the Lactobacillus gasseri. We know it's loaded with a lot of great stuff, but here is the thing. If you take it on an empty stomach, it will hang around until it has, especially if you're not a healthy eater, until it has something to really, really grab onto. So what he said is to eat a little piece of fruit before you take it. Wait about 10, 15 minutes and then take it. And when I started doing that, things started to happen at a faster rate. And when I added more water to the equation, ta-da, some days I was down a pound. And then I started taking it 3, 4 times a day. I'm telling you, because I'm radical like that. As my husband said, you're getting on radical. Well, I'm radical like that. So, and now I don't take W. I take my next hydration, very good too. And so that's pretty much where I am with the products at this time. But I know I have access to them if I need them, and I know how everything tastes, and I know how everything works for my body. So.
Okay, Dr. T, that's
Yes.
great. Thank you so very much for that.
You're welcome.
Just one more question here. So supposing you meet someone that really wants to go on the T and the W, would you is the preferred choice for them to have the P84 in the morning on the empty stomach and don't add anything.
Yes.
The P84 just to have it in its holistic, organic, a sense there. So have that first thing in the morning as opposed to adding, because what I've been doing and
Yes.
others, we're adding. So would you prefer then to just have it there in the morning and then round about sometime in the afternoon, once you've had some fruits or whatever, then you can have the double in the tea? Would that be a preferred choice?
Hey, I'll give you even one better than that. The P84 first thing in the morning, in a healthy beverage. And then what you want to do is you can do the W midday. Okay. Have a little piece of fruit, wait like 15 minutes, etc. And then have your W, okay, in regular water. And then at night before you go to bed, have your Phyto Power tea.
Come on.
That I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, but we had a big discussion and everybody just started releasing weight. My neighbor had a waist. Her waist as big as mine was. And now her waist is probably smaller than mine. And she did stuff for years, working out to try to release it, and nothing happened. But the tea, she takes it at night. And I'm like, all right, well, and I'm telling you, I had to stop taking it at night because you will disappear. At nighttime, when your body's getting that deep, deep rest, because that tea has the benefit to literally get in there and have conversation. When this is the live probiotic in there communicates. It is you when you get some time, go and look at the information sheet on Phyto Power Tea. It's gonna blow you away.
Yes. Okay.
Even for the immune system, it's very good for that as well. That tea and I combined, oh my gosh, you got a match made in heaven. Yeah.
Dr. T, thank you so very much. I've sort of
So
thoroughly enjoyed the session, and thank you. You've really answered the question to the point, and thank you so much, Dr. T.
you're
I really
so
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You're
Not
so
at all.
welcome.
Bye bye now. Bye.
Thank you so much. Amazingly. Go ahead.
Dr. T, I forgot to tell you that the next time that you're going to Ghana, I'm coming with you.
All right.
Just
All
let you
right.
know. I'm putting it out there. I'm coming with you the next time. And you see that?
You're gonna absolutely love it. You're
Oh
going
yeah.
to love it.
And Dr.
Mhm.
Tommy, you see that tea? I remember like about 3 months ago, I sell it to a customer and she took it in the night and she was saying to me, "What is going on?" I took that thing and she had a hard time losing weight. So oh my God. She said something was like going room, room. She could feel it. She said, "Oh my God." She's excited about the tea and the double. So yeah, just want to share that. But yes, thank you.
The stuff is amazing. It's all amazing.
It is amazing.
And there's definitely a market for everything that we have. But the more we learn about it, the more we try it ourselves, the more we see for ourselves, the more we can share.
Sure.
Yeah, and so every product is going to treat your body different. But that's the thing that I've noticed that we all have in common. If we don't consume enough water, then we're not giving the product what it needs in order for it clearly states on when we do the presentation anyway, and even in the documentation, the minute that those probiotics are deployed inside the gut microbiome. What is the gut microbiome? Where does it start? With your mouth and goes all the way down to your rectum. So now, if we're not consuming enough water, what do you think is going to happen? We want to get it in the gut. We want to get it in the place where it's going to start to make postbiotics. The magic is in the making of the postbiotics in that state. Now, think about what Love Biome did. Not only did they include prebiotic soluble fiber fuel for the beneficial bacteria, but they also put in there postbiotics already made, 5 powerful postbiotics, digestive enzymes to help your body go ahead and just go ahead and digest that protein, digest that dairy, and whatever else is already. Now the other products, they don't have postbiotics, but they do have everything that is needed in order to create those postbiotics. So the P84 system, when you hear Bishop Don say the P84 plus the this, the P84 plus, because everything is there and everybody needs to be on it. You got to be on it. Your body needs to be on it. It must be a part of your day. It must be in order for you to create optimal balance in your gut.
Dr. Tamia, sorry to cut you. I have a lady that bought the product. A question to
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry to cut you off. As you're talking about the postbiotic, I said to I have a customer that bought the P84, but she wants to mix it in the night and then use it in the morning. And I'm telling her that these probiotics are sleeping. And when you wake them up, they need to get into your system to work right away. So I told her, do not mix it and leave it overnight. Mix it in the morning, first thing in the morning. So is that correct?
I used to do that, but it's like, because everything is organic, it tastes different, because keep in mind now, this is live bacteria. And if you've never smelled probiotics, this Chinese girl gave me some years ago. It was telling me, and she's a size 0. I remember when she was humongous. And what she does is she grows her own probiotics in her refrigerator. She gave me some to bring home from Canada, and I had to keep it in a cold place. And I smelt it. It was time for me to take it. I smelt it. I said, no, I'm sorry. I cannot. I cannot. When you shake these probiotics up, or when you put it in water, okay, or the moisture, whatever, smoothie, and you let it sit overnight, it don't taste the same. I'm telling you right now. And it don't even smell the same. These are live bacteria strains. What I would do is I will put them, they still work though. They still work. You just got to shake it up. You have to shake it up. But you may not like the taste like you would if you did it straight out the pack in the water. You can take a bottle of water, put it in the refrigerator so the water can get cold, okay? And then you can mix it in that cold water if that's what you like. However, I would not mix it and leave it overnight, because you may not want to drink it. You may not like the way it smells either. And I'm just telling you what it is. These are live bacterial strains. And in the P84 system, there's not one, not two, but it's 15. Imagine these live. One day, Ivy, remind me when we do a live presentation to bring my microscope, the one I got from Japan, and I will show you the 15 live bacterial strains for everybody in the whole room to see on the overhead, moving around. Okay, and they get bigger over time. And so you want all this to happen on the inside of your gut, not on the outside. On the outside, it's not serving you well. On the inside, from mouth all the way down the rectum, let it do what it do.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you, Dr. Tamia.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.
Okay, somebody asked in the chat that says, do you have the picture of the compensation plan for a P84? There's not a compensation plan for a P84 in specific, all right?
No, there's no, it's all the same thing. Our products, you don't get paid on the value of the product, what you paid for the product. You get paid, it's a point system. So, for an example, a P84 system, although it will cost somebody on a P84 Gold subscription $165 each, the point value is $130. And so you're going to receive 20%, as long as you build a block. Okay, but when you build 4, you get 20% on the top on level 1 and level 2. But one block, at least you're going to get 20% on levels 1. And the thing is, 20% of 130 is $26. But guess what? You could also have sold that same order to Vital Power Bees. They're 30 points per bag. You could have sold as long as they have the Vital Power Original, that's 60 points. And so you're still going to get 20% on everything that's on your level 1 for that week, as long as you build a block. And so the plan, the compensation plan is the same as you just fit the P84 system in there, point value, and you're going to get the same thing. So there's no need to do a different, to explain it differently, yes. We do have all those slides in Mr. Kelly's presentation in our Tigers chat. If you haven't gotten it yet, you can go there and you can get it.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Final comment, ma'am, before the 7 o'clock meeting.
Oh, no, I love it. I'm so glad that people are inquisitive. I'm glad the questions, I'm thankful for the questions that were asked. That's the way we learn. I always like to hear questions that people ask because I probably was thinking about it and just didn't have the courage to ask that particular question, but I'm glad that I was present to get the answer. So continue to strive forward. Today is Thursday. Guess what? 2 days left to build 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, or 4 blocks. That depends on how much you want to make. But if you lead with the customer in mind, you don't have to worry about anything else. You have to worry about anything else. When you lead with the customer in mind, sincerely wanting to help other people, you're going to blow up. You'll be at the top before you can look up. I'm telling you, you'll get there. It's helping enough people get their gut health right, and they'll be thankful. And Love Biome is going to give you a thank you deposit. So, Ivy, with that being said, I know we have the 7 o'clock. I have a private Zoom also, and then after that Zoom, we're going to mosey on over there. Of course, those that's on that Zoom, to Colin Brown's Zoom at 7 o'clock. And so, you'll be in between because it's for your team.
Yeah, I know.
So you'll be in between. And so, anyway, so I want to thank everybody. I want to say a special hello to Valerie Graham, that's on the line with us here today as well. And everybody else. You guys are you're really doing it. And we are excited for you. And just excited for you. And thank you to the other co-hosts as well, Maxine Loza and Miss A.
Yeah.
All
Thank you
right.
for being here. See you at 7 p.m. Thank you so much,
You
Dr.
bet. You bet. See you soon. Bye,
The
everybody.
recording has stopped.
All right. I can unmute now. All right, Ives. I'll see you later.